And then afterwards we
Yeah, a lot nice.
ate. All right, I'm gonna need to get these eyebrows under control one day, but not yet.
Girl, I swear tomorrow I'm going to get my eyebrows done. I've been
I've been
letting them
trying to
grow out
grow
to
them in
go
since
reshape.
COVID. Your eyebrows always look good though. They're nice
Like
and
I need,
thick.
it's time for them. I want to get them back shape, shape. So I had to. I don't know. I did something, and they was looking a little off, and or one is thicker than the other. So
Your
I
eyebrows
had
look
to go.
good.
Thank you.
My
girl.
eyebrows look sparse and
Oh wait,
questionable.
Are we live?
We are.
Okay.
Oh shoot. Whoops. You're gonna cut that out though, right?
You start cursing.
Welcome to Two Queens and Crystal Things, the podcast where we are on some manifest your life, shift your mind, and raise the consciousness type of shit. I am Christy.
And I am Mia, and you can consider us your spiritual girlfriends. Hey, y'all. Okay, so before we get into today's topic, we're going to talk about our last episode. So, if you guys have not checked this out, this is one of my favorite interviews that we've done. We spoke with, her name is Neoshi Hypno.
Yep.
And she is an international clinical and transpersonal hypnotherapist. Okay. Okay. So basically, she does spiritual hypnotherapy, and so we got to really sit down and talk with her. And one of the things we want to get out the way is tell us, some of the things that people, some misconceptions about the work that you do. This woman is doing us a lot of beautiful work, helping people who come to her heal. And kind of, go through with their journey with a presence and an understanding that they're not alone in this journey. I think it's it's some dope stuff. So you guys gotta check out her YouTube. It's Neoshi Hypno. Go on her YouTube and you will see she tapes some of her clients' sessions, and you will see what this woman is doing. It's amazing, y'all. So check it out.
Is. And I feel like I really enjoyed speaking with her, but I feel like we didn't have enough time.
I know.
Like I just feel like I wanted to have more time with her. So maybe she'll come on again. But it was such a really great conversation. And, and again, just speaking to what you were saying as far as the misconceptions, I think a lot of people feel like, you're hypnotized, people will take advantage of you. And she cleared all of that out. So I hope you all listened to the episode.
And guys, remember, we're always providing what we like to call tools.
Yep.
Something that will work for you, something that will help you along your way. Everything is not for everybody, and that's not what we're trying to push. This is just like, guys, here are some things, here are some resources that is out there. And plus, it's just so beautiful to really speak to people about their own journey and how they got to the places that they are. Because, as we well know, most healers have a lot of, they didn't get there haphazardly.
Right.
There was a lot of healing that had to happen internally for them to kind of invoke that power to be able to help others heal. So, okay, what are we talking about today, Christy?
Okay. Today, we are talking about spiritual wealth. And, spiritual wealth, it's the richness and abundance of one's inner self. So, we talk material wealth. It talks about richness and abundance of your external life, but we are focusing on the internal. We're not focusing on the possessions, your cars, your, what you're wearing or any of that, but spiritual wealth focuses on the non-material aspects of life that contribute to our overall well-being and fulfillment. And honestly, I want to say spiritual wealth, it's going to look different for everyone.
Oh, absolutely. Just like how 3D material wealth
Right.
looks different for everyone. Absolutely.
So spiritual wealth for you can just mean being able to do whatever it is that you want to do when you want to do it. It can mean being at peace with who you are authentically. It can mean so many things. So just be open to this conversation.
Yes. So why are we talking about this now?
Yes,
Because
why?
you guys, we're coming up on the astrological new year. And even when we celebrated the calendar New Year, Christy and I kind of mentioned as we were talking to you guys, like, okay, this isn't
It's not the
really
real one.
the New Year, just because it's the middle of winter. So with the so we're coming up on the astrological New Year that refers to the beginning of the zodiac, the moment that the sun enters Aries. So Aries being the first sign, and the astrological calendar is divided into 12 signs. So the first is Aries. So on March 21st, which is 2 weeks from now, 14, 20, yeah, about a little over 2 weeks from now, and that subsequently coincides with the spring equinox, which is, spring is beginning, new, fresh, we begin again. So we have our new seasons, the season that starts the cycle over. The cycle is starting over. And then you have this other part, which is the astrological cycle starting over. Basically, long story short, you guys, we are entering an auspicious time. And so when I think about spiritualism and the astrological New Year, those are great examples of the universal law of rhythm. Now, remember, you guys, we did an episode where we talked about the universal laws. And one of the things that I love about the universal laws, and then you'll probably hear us start to reference them more, is because it does not require you to believe it to be true. Universal, it is what it is. The new season is the universal law of rhythm. The sun moving, anything. There are rhythms and patterns. There is a cyclical nature of time and our existence. There's growth. What are the recurring patterns? And there's transformation. Whether or not you believe it or not, it's already happened. That's why I love universal laws. It's just, all you have to do is just look up and down. You don't have to really, be a rocket scientist to understand universal law, because it is always existing within and without you, like all the time. So that's why we're talking about this now. So when we really start to think about New Year and what people do in a new year and a new cycle, I think we would be remiss not to have this conversation, because people need to be conscious of what they're entering and be intentional about what it is that they want in their life.
I agree. And spring is one of my favorite seasons. There's just this awakening that I have within myself where when I'm seeing the little buds coming out, I mean, I cannot tell you how giddy that makes me. I mean, it makes me so happy when I see the little green peeks through. But it's a time for newness. It's a time for rebirth. It's a time for growth. And so I'm really happy that we're having this discussion, because it's time.
So Chris, just let me ask you this: as you're going into your new cycle, this new time, do you feel that you have taken the time to recognize any recurring patterns within yourself that it is, and to me, these are so much more difficult to get to let go of, but recurring patterns within yourself, things that you do, the kind of cycles that you allow yourself to be on. And I think this is important for people to really take some time and not looking outward, but looking inward. Like, I do keep doing that. Like, I get here and like, let me get a little bit. And so some of those behavioral patterns, especially as of late, have probably come up more in your face if you are on a transformational journey, because it's time to let go of this stuff. So do you feel like you've taken some time to really, and we still got time, taking some time to really see what patterns, or what is it that you need to release from within yourself, your own actions and intentions?
Yep. I have. And when you recognize things in yourself and you know that it's something you need to let go, it's hard.
Right.
I don't want to say that it's hard. You make the choice to decide whether it's hard or not. But what I want to say in terms of it being hard, dealing with yourself, correcting yourself, like, man, I know I do this, but instead of saying, this is just how I am, it's...
Ooh, Christy,
you gotta face yourself and make the decision to make the changes. So there have been a lot of things that have been surfacing up for me that I'm like, okay, I need to let this go and I need to stop.
Man, you said something that people like. It is
It's just
such
how I
a
am.
cop out when people say that about themselves. When they are faced with an opportunity, it's in front of them. They see themselves, and you're faced with the opportunity to adjust and change to what you really want to be. But it feels so difficult, or that fear, or just like I'm scared. They can't let go. They cop out and say, "That's just how I am." And you just said it. You just declared it.
And
So
it's
that's how you
easy.
live.
It's
And that's
easy because it doesn't keep you accountable.
Oh, it sucks so bad
It's
because
easy
it's like you're right
because
there.
I know it's like it's easy because it leaves you not accountable, and it kind of gives you what you think is an easy out.
It just
I don't have to do anything because this is just how I am.
That is like the number one saying to justify your own bullshit.
Don't justify your
just how I am.
bullshit. Sorry, I'm not gonna be singing today.
But
So,
seriously,
do you recognize some patterns in yourself that you need
fuck
to?
yeah, absolutely, yes. I'm, yeah. You know, it's so interesting. I think if I can be honest, and I like
Yes, be
specifically
honest.
about for me, I think there's this thing that I do where in order to keep the peace, I will just either not say anything or just be like, okay, because to me, peace is baseline. So if I see something that is like in my purview, that if I engage, it's going to fuck up my peace.
It's gonna ruffle up
so
some feathers.
I won't. I'll pull back from it. But the truth of the matter is, it doesn't make what happened go away.
Oh
It
yeah,
doesn't. It's not that I
absolutely.
don't see it or don't speak it. So then, it would eventually. So I'll feel good at that moment, like.
But it festers. It's like.
But Mia won't allow me to forget. So I have a file, and this
Me
heifer
too.
is specific. She's like, and then so what happens is I go through this phase where I start to feel like I've been betraying myself. And then I go down this kind of like a rabbit hole a little bit, like, why would you do that when you know better? And so, and I work my way out of that. And I've been doing this for a while. I can, like, I'm seeing it, like I'm catching myself in the middle of it. Like, you're doing it right now. You are literally setting yourself up to be like, you know what? So that's something that I'm really, what the way I had to kind of reconfigure how I think about it. I had to change my seat at the table so I could see it from a different view. So when I say peace for me is baseline, that's 0. Like if you look at a graph, you know, a little point 0 right there between the two axes, that's peace. Like there's nothing, I don't go any place from there. So in my head, I'm thinking, I can't fuck up my axis. You know what I mean? But what really happens is I'm being sneaky with myself, and I'm still disturbing my peace because it doesn't go away. The only way to maintain my peace, and sometimes the water is going to get a little muddy. But I can't just stand there and act like the water's not muddy, it's fine. No, the
it's
water is
not.
muddy. So I'm drain the swamp. So now I just, and it's really a me thing. And it's like, I don't necessarily have to step outside of myself, but I just got to be honest with myself about what's in front of me, what I'm seeing, and be okay to go with the flow, which may mean disturbing my peace temporarily to bring it back to balance. Because when you're muddied up the water, you know, if you got water and mud and somebody went down, like, it's going to settle eventually. And I need to work through that settlement and not just act like it doesn't exist.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
And I'm like, I gotta stop that. Like,
Yeah.
there's some bullshit.
I do
and
the
like,
same thing,
and
but
you
I've
justify
also
it like, oh, I'm being kind, I'm keeping the peace, but it's like, no, I'm fucking with myself. Excuse my French, but like, I am betraying myself by not being honest with what I know, and I see.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
Yeah, I was just going to say I do the same thing too. And as it relates
Bless
to
you.
my peace, I realized that there are, and I've been learning this, how to differentiate, and I still haven't perfected it, but I realized that there are some moments where it's like, I just need to let that go. And I need to, that goes to the wayside, that goes away, it disappears. That is not something that I'm going to hold on to. I'm just going to let that go. And then there are other instances where I can feel like I know that I'm not going to let this go. So this is something that I have to bring up, or I have to, discuss. And of course, no one likes confrontation. But then as it relates to your peace, sometimes you got to fight for your peace. And maybe I don't want to use
isn't
fight,
it
but
right?
sometimes,
I'm like, but
sometimes you have to
I'm going
replay
to
it.
bring up another universal law, the law of polarity.
Yeah.
So that's why something like when you say out loud, fight for your peace, it sounds crazy, but one has to exist for the other to exist. There is war and there is peace. If there were no war, then no peace would exist, because there would be no need for peace, because it would just be is.
Right.
But that's not what we have. We have war and peace. So sometimes we have to, for the lack of better words, fight that battle to gain our peace.
Sometimes you got to jump on that war side.
Universal law, y'all. I'm just here to
Get back to the peace.
to get back to your peace. Okay.
Yeah. So I hope you all are thinking about some of the patterns that you need to either release or you need to shift a little bit. Okay, so what are you bringing into this new year?
Honestly, Christy, I think the realization that peace is my baseline. It's like it's moved. That has definitely shifted for me. So much more trust in my journey, in my intuition, and who I am. Like, I promise you, and this is one of the things I wish everybody could feel like this. Even through the ups and the downs and the ins and outs, I've gotten to a point where I can look at myself and be like, but at least I get to be me doing this shit. At least I'm me. And it's like, and I don't even know how to understand what type of love that is that you feel for yourself when you realize even at my highest highs and my lowest lows, there's not another person that I would rather be. I get to be me. Yes, all this shit happens, but I still get to wake up Mia. To me, that's a win.
That is a win.
I come in the game winning. I'm a champion already.
I like that.
And so that's new.
Really? I
Motherfuckers
like
better
that.
get the fuck out of my life.
Look, you might fuck around and fall in love with yourself.
It's like, but I'm me. And I for real, it's in it, and it's not an arrogance. It is a calm peacefulness, faith, and trust, and just like, yeah, that happened, but I'm me. And so there's a trust there, like none of that matters.
So when you say, but I'm me, is it that you haven't lost yourself in it, or just the fact that you are able to live in this life
as me,
as you? Okay.
So if I love and understand, like truly love who I am, I'm so excited that I get to experience this as me. So I'm going to see it how I see it because I'm me. But I don't want to be anybody else.
Yeah, who else?
But people, you know what I mean? Like for real. Like
I hear you.
It's like I get to live this life as me, and I feel like that is a freaking amazing thing. And when I think about what I've experienced in life, like traumas growing, I mean all type of like crazy stuff and all type of beautiful stuff, and it's just like this is the same person that experienced this bullshit, that experienced this heavenliness, and I'm still here. I get to be me.
I love that.
I love that too. So that I think there's a transformation there that has definitely been taking place for me. I feel like I am loading. It's just like the program has been rebooted.
Yeah.
I've taken some time, and now it's just like, you know how when you upgrade your computers or your software, it's like that little with the little, you know, it's
You're
just like
waiting
you could just
and
see it
waiting.
like loading up, and it'll tell you what percentage is that. That's what I feel like I am right now.
And then you come out of your chrysalis.
And it's spring. And so when I say this is an auspicious time, you guys, I'm so serious. Like the winter has a season, and there is a reason for that season. There's something, things die. And just like there are things that are in you that are supposed to die that you don't bring into spring. So wake up, like, you know what I mean? I want to say like, wake up, but no, but seriously, allow yourself to be conscious and aware of where you are in your life. Look at the universal law of rhythm. This is a cycle closing time. Whatever is dead that does not leave it dead. Don't resurrect this bullshit and bring it into your spring. It is time. And I think that's like, you know, super dope. And so think about it. Spiritual wealth is important because remember.
Wait,
Okay,
can I
so go
share
ahead.
what I'm going to bring in
Yeah.
here?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I love that.
So, I feel like this new year, I am stepping into another level of self-love and trust. That's another thing for me, like a deeper level of trust. And I'm also learning to let things go. I think just like you, I have this mental Rolodex where I am keeping attendance. I am I got dates, I got receipts, I got screenshots, and I'm going through my little file cabinet and I'm letting some of that stuff go. Because honestly, me holding on to it,
For what?
Yeah.
Like for what? For like I get it.
So that's
dope.
yeah. And I am transforming. It's a continual thing.
I do feel like I got I upgraded my software. I like legit the software, the hardware, all that shit. I feel like I took out that motherboard, dusted that bitch off. Like I'm really trying to
New.
So we talk about spiritual wealth. Okay, so let's keep it funky. Everybody has things that we want within this 3D world. So we're not saying ignore that, but remember, I'm gonna break up another universal law. The universal law of correspondence. That is basically as within, so without. As above, so below. So this is why spiritual wealth is so important, you guys, because what happens is this is something that you can take control of in a moment.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about some of the qualities of spiritual wealth and how you can truly take control of this. So think about it. If you are wealthy internally, you are wealthy externally. That is universal law. You can't be spiritually broke and externally wealthy. I'm telling you, it will not last. It does not match. It is unbalanced. The universe will always seek balance.
Always. Yeah.
And you are the universe. You are part of the universe. Every part of your body will seek balance. Every part of your spirit, every part of this experience will seek balance. So if spiritual wealth is something you can control and understand and is attainable for you quicker, working on you so that you can get to the outside is smart business, y'all. This is smart.
It's
Work
almost
smarter,
like-
not harder. And
It's almost, this is how I'm envisioning it too. You know how people are like, well, I just want someone who's going to love me like this and like this and like this. I'm like, but boo, do you love yourself?
do you do that for you?
Right. So how do you expect someone to love you with
Show
all
up for you like that. And you don't show up for yourself. Like this,
Right.
This is real talk. And when you really, I know it's going to be some sisters mad at me for saying this, y'all.
Say it.
Go ahead, say it. When we look at how the people close to us treat us, we have to remember that is a reflection of how you treat yourself in some way. So if you feel like somebody is deceitful towards you, is shortchanging you, empty promises, how many broken promises do you have to yourself? How many times have you told yourself, I'm going to do this, this, and this for myself and have not done it? I could make it something simple. How many times have you said, I'm going to the gym? I'm going to go to the gym 3 days a week. And it's not necessarily a big deal, but the truth of the matter is you made a promise to yourself and you did not fulfill your promise to yourself. How do you expect that grace that you don't show yourself to be shown to you from other people?
Say that.
Like this is real simple stuff. So, I don't know.
So, okay, let's get into the qualities of spiritual wealth.
Yes.
Okay, so qualities of spiritual wealth. Let's talk about inner peace.
Mm-hmm.
That is something, when I tell you my peace is my priority, my peace is my priority. And I know people are sometimes like, she doesn't go out, she doesn't hang out, she doesn't do this. I mean, I do. But my home base, that is my peace. Oof. And in order for me to leave that, I want to make sure that I'm walking into something that is going to provide me the same kind of peace. If not, then it's going to be hard for me to leave. But spiritual wealth, it often involves a sense of inner calmness, tranquility, no matter what. And honestly, that's why home for me is just, I could have one of the craziest work days. Like this whole week.
As soon as you cross that threshold.
Woo! But being at home, it is my haven. I can just let my hair down. I can just walk around without clothes. It is my place.
You always want to be naked.
I know. I do. I just naked and barefoot. Look, it is what it is. But that is definitely a quality of spiritual wealth.
Really quick, when you talked about, your home, I think it's important for people to view their home as their sanctuary. You control the energy in your home.
Absolutely.
I don't care if it's not the mansion that you wanted to live, whatever. If it's not exactly
it can be 200 square feet.
You don't understand how the energy that you put in your home can make that home feel like
a castle.
Like your fantasy, your dream. It's something, like I'm telling you, there are days it's like I just need to cross this threshold because I control the energy here. Like the way, this is my space, this is my sanctuary, even if you're not able to do it in your own home, having a sanctuary room, a closet, whatever, something that sometimes is just sitting in your car, that becomes people's sanctuary. They sit in that car just like, whatever it is that allows you to get to an inner peace place.
Look, sometimes it's the bathroom for mothers trying to escape their children.
Little fingers underneath the door.
Or dogs, if you're a dog mom, because my dog would be like, for real.
So have a place that fosters that space for inner peace. It's really helpful. Okay, another one, you guys, in terms of when we're talking about spiritual wealth, is connection to others. So we're talking about relationships, all types of relationships, your familial relationships, your friendships, your romantic partnerships. Having meaningful relationships with others. One, when you look at how your relationships are with others or who you are in relationship with, it tells you a lot about your own vibration. If you ever want a compass to figure out where you are in your path, look at who's around you. Okay? And also, on this journey, we weren't meant to do this alone. We didn't come here to do this alone. We came for us to collide with each other in some way, shape, or form. So, because what happens is that cultivates empathy for you. So in moments when you are feeling, let's say, spiritually broke, having connections to others is a way for you to feel your richness again. And when I say in all types of relationships, there is an understanding. Sometimes, every once in a while, you may need someone that you have a real love for to remind you of who you are, because they are your mirror. They'll say, wait a minute, hold on. You tripping. Girl, let me, let me remind you who you are. So connection to others is a form of spiritual wealth, because it's like this tool that you don't even realize is right there, that's always for you. So when you have a meaningful connection with someone where you allow them to truly see and be a part of your life, well, you feel safe to do that. You know, I understand this, but where you feel safe to do that, it is an absolutely beautiful thing. You can feel very wealthy because it's like, I have some beautiful people around me who got that. They love me. They got me. That's beautiful.
I agree. And you know, as it relates to connecting with others, I have realized this for me, and maybe you feel the same, but the deeper I go inward, understanding myself, accepting all areas of myself, even the areas that I know I need to work on, and I am allowing myself to truly be authentically me, and I'm accepting of all of that, that is reflected in my relationships. So there's definitely a deeper level of understanding. There's a deeper level of compassion. And it's because I have been doing that for myself. So it's like, I feel like my relationships are now reflecting a lot of the inner work that I've been doing.
They are mirrors.
Yeah.
Perfect. Love it.
Sense of purpose. Ooh, I've been talking about this for a couple of days. So spiritual wealth can arise from a sense of purpose and meaning in life, understanding one's values, striving towards personal growth and development. And I think once you understand your purpose, there's just this feeling of, it's like I feel like I hit the jackpot.
Absolutely.
You know, you know,
You feel like you're not flailing anymore.
no, it's like I really like, this is my North Star. I know that this is what I'm supposed to do. I feel called to do that. And once you have that sense of purpose, there's just this feeling of wealth that you have.
So, okay, I got like, this is, so I want, this is a little caveat, you guys. A sense of purpose does not necessarily mean like, this is the job that I'm supposed to do, or you know what I mean? Like when I say sometimes, oftentimes, understanding that your life is purposeful.
Yes.
You are living, it is purposeful. So sometimes it is not mission focused. It is, I live and breathe, therefore I am. And every room that I walk into, I am fulfilling my purpose, because when I collide with others, the energy that I brought here to bring is what I'm doing. So every day that I live and breathe, I am purposeful. So even at that, just at that level, and then when we get into how it, you know, how you control that and work more and blah, 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 and build that. But even having that baseline level of my life is full of purpose. As I live and breathe and speak, as I walk through here, it is purposeful. That's spiritual wealth. Because no matter what the hell is going on out here, I know that my life is full of purpose because I am.
And we've talked about this before.
I am.
Yeah. We've talked about this before.
That's some spiritual wealth. Because that's something you can go back to, go back to the bank and be like, oh, I'm a whole billionaire over here because my life is full of purpose. So no matter where I am serving my purpose. That's, you know. And again, you guys, this isn't like, just to bring it back to, because I want us to remember, these are things that you can do in this moment. Listening to this, they can have an aha moment where you are building your spiritual bank. And again, as within, so without. So as you guys are manifesting and building your life and the life you desire and the person you want to be in, a relationship and the family, whatever it is that you are creating, when you feel spiritually wealthy, it is an easy, clear path forward because you've done the work on this side.
We've said this before, but every day you wake up means that you have purpose.
Every day.
Every day. So tomorrow when you wake up, or whenever you listen to this, you wake up, just know your life has purpose. All right, let's talk about gratitude and appreciation.
I wake up in some gratitude and appreciation. So, Gratitude. Okay, when you have gratitude and appreciation for simple joys and the blessings in life, as well as recognizing kind of how we're all connected, the law of oneness. The gratitude, like when I say having appreciation for the small things, you may say one of the easiest ways to do that is to just be in the moment. Like right here, right now, at this moment, I love and am such in gratitude and appreciate the moment that I am. I'm sitting here with my girl. We're having this conversation. We're speaking to all the queens and kings who are listening, and we're talking about things that can help people to create their life. I feel so good and appreciative to be able to do this. In this moment, I do not want for anything. I'm not thinking about anything else. I am here and it feels good. So when you have these type of, and there's, I'm not rushing myself. I don't feel like I'm supposed to be doing something else or that I shouldn't be doing this. I can have gratitude for this moment because I feel in alignment and it feels good. And when we can stop ourselves from thinking about, oh, what's next? We got to hurry up and do this or got to hurry up and do this. We miss those little gratitude moments. It's like little gold stars for you throughout the day where you can stop and say, you could be having your morning coffee and just like, you know what? This is it. This moment right here. This 5 minutes, this right here. I'm in one.
Yeah.
And I try to, and I know like the people around me sometimes I probably get annoyed with me, but I truly do have those moments, and I start to say it out loud, and I'm like, I'm really happy right in this moment. Like, yeah. I don't give like I'm happy in this moment. So
for those of you who may find it difficult to be in the present moment or to be able to look around you and just be appreciative of the small things, something that was very helpful for me, and I'm just going to share it. I feel like we've talked about this before. But so you all have been listening to us, hopefully, for a long time. So you all should know that I have a dog. And
Sir Brantley.
Yes, Sir Brantley. When I take him out for a walk, and I started doing this when he was a puppy, when I would take him out for a walk, he would have this like newness. You know, like, oh my gosh, let me smell this. Oh my goodness, what is this? Oh, what is this? And there would just be this excitement. And so I started looking at the world through his eyes. And when I started looking at the world through his eyes, I started to just have this completely different, like this new level of gratitude and appreciation for the world. And I think if you're able to just look at things from a new lens and look at things just like, and be present. I mean, the smells and walking in nature, I feel like does that for me.
Oh, that does it for me.
Right.
I feel like I'm in, like, I would say that one of the greatest rewards of having children was that moment when Jade was a baby. She allowed me to see the world fresh and new.
Yes.
And it was so dope.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I could totally see that even
with,
like,
you were
especially
aware
with
of
puppy.
that.
Yeah, at that moment, I was
that.
like, man, look.
Some people
Everything
aren't
is new.
aware.
Every taste is new. Everything you touch is new. And then, like, think about it. If you're this tall, walking around, looking up, the world looks different from down there.
Completely different.
It sounds different. Like, you notice things. Like, that's why kids always see things on the ground because they're so low to us. Like, they see an ant or something crawling, they're gonna go grab it. It's because it's within their purview. I think that's dope. That's a good way. Like puppies too. Oh yeah, I know Brantley was out there. And then they have puppies are so dope because they have a demonstrative way of showing their gratitude and appreciation. That little tail wag gets to going fast.
Look, you could take the trash out for 2 minutes and you come back and it's like, oh my goodness, where have you been?
And it's like you can't. How do you not get happy seeing a happy puppy? I need to meet the person who can look at a happy puppy and feel anger.
Or, that's a whole other thing.
Like,
when people abuse animals, I'm just like, how can you abuse animals? I just can't.
It's just,
I don't understand.
So I love that. Looking at changing the perspective is a great way to get into the moment.
Yep.
All right, what we got next, Kirsty?
Self-discovery and self-awareness. So spiritual wealth often involves self-exploration, allow yourself the freedom and the grace to just explore. I was talking to a client about this yesterday. Give yourself permission. If you are drawn to something, give yourself permission to explore it. There's a reason why you feel drawn to it. Also, taking that time for introspection. Meditation is a really great way. I feel like we talk about meditation all the time, but meditation is one of those things that will bring you inside, and it just allows you an opportunity to see things and to be aware of things that you normally wouldn't be aware of just in your regular day-to-day life. But it also, introspection, in addition to that, through the self-discovery and self-awareness, you will start to develop this deep understanding of yourself. Mm-hmm. And this includes your strengths, your weaknesses, and your beliefs. Now it's like I am so clear on what I believe. I am so clear on my weaknesses. I am so clear on my strengths. But I think had I not incorporated meditation in my daily practice, I don't know that I would be as aware.
Gotcha. That's a good point. I think to me, everything that we do, all of this,
all of it
is about self-mastery.
It is.
So,
and how can you master yourself if you don't allow yourself the freedom to step outside of your comfort zone or even explore outside of your boundaries?
That's, Chrissy, I swear, that is one of the things that I say that I am very proud of myself for, that I allow myself to explore myself. Mm-hmm. And I allow myself to explore. When I questioned something, when I wanted to understand something, I never shut myself off, even if it was something that I'd never heard of before. It's like, I don't even know what that means, but I allowed myself to say, I'm drawn to it for some reason. Let me see. Let me research. Let me go look it up. And it's so amazing. The how they say the teacher finds the student when they're ready. I felt like there was a point in my journey where, my curiosity was just like, I just really want to understand so many things. And I say, the information definitely
it's like
as soon as I asked the question, it just fall in my lap, and so it allowed me to explore myself without judgment. So let's talk about transcendence, y'all. Okay, so at transcendence and spiritual wealth. So this is like, when you can feel connected, like this is, I don't even know, like connected is not even it. It is like when you can feel that you are a part of something
greater than you,
greater than this 3D body self.
That.
So this is how I think of, for lack of a better word, what we'll call God, the creator. So if we have an energy, there's oneness, one energy, the void, where all things come from. And with anything that was created from this, it has the essence of that. So using the terminology, I'm going to use creator. If the creator decided that I want to experience myself and all of these different aspects. So when the creator created Mia, said, this is how I want to experience this life. So I would be remiss to not be Mia, because I am the creator and the creation. So connecting myself and understanding that I am a part of everything, that every day all I'm doing is experiencing myself in another manifestation. That really allows you to see things a little different. It's like these, you start to see God in everything. You see God in the people that you would consider evil, the people who are not right. It's like everybody is right because everybody is of God. Now, whether or not they are in awareness of that does not mean that they're not.
Right.
Your lack of awareness and knowledge of who you are does not mean you are not of God. period. You just chose not to, in this lifetime, experience yourself knowing that you are God. There are people in the world who will experience themselves as a character, not knowing that they are of God. But that's how God chose to experience themselves in that person. With my journey, I understand, and we're talking about having spiritual wealth, I know that I am of God. I am of the Creator, and so is everybody else. But having that connection at one, it allows me to transcend some of our 3D BS. It's a reminder, like, wait a minute, girl, hold on. Really, though, you're a God, too. So that's how I look at it. And like, to me, again, that's money in the bank.
Money in the bank.
You know, that's owning a whole mountainside. Because I am that mountain.
Yeah.
I get to, everything that is of me too. So when we go and want to experience things, we're really just in our God self wanting to experience ourselves. That's why all of us exist. Just want to experience ourselves. And we wake up and be like, man, I've never been to the Grand Canyon, or I've never been to wherever you want to go and see the world. That's just the God part of you saying, wait a minute, hold on. I created a lot of stuff out here. Let me go experience this from this perspective. To me, that's beautiful.
It really is. And I will say that I feel like nature brings that feeling out of me more naturally. Like it's like, okay, I am all, like, we are all one.
Yep.
I feel like I have that greater connection in nature. All right, spiritual wealth. Let's talk about service and contribution. And this is something that I've been, like, I love being of service. And I love being able to assist and help. And I want to make a difference, even if it's just one person. But spiritual wealth can involve acts of service, also contributing positively to the well-beings of others and the world at large. And I think once you understand that we are all connected, you realize that the service that you're putting out is just, it's service to self, service to humanity. And it just, I heard someone say that if you ever feel bad or if you ever feel down, get out and help someone.
Yep.
Because you feel better. There's just a different type of energy. You are taking the energy, you're taking the focus off of yourself and you are focusing on someone else. And it shifts
It does.
the way
It's
that you
actually, and it's
feel.
like when you really, like, it for real works, y'all. Like, seriously, to go and do something selfless in aid of someone else. It's like, it feels you in a different way, and it's long lasting.
Yep. So my goal this year was to get back into volunteering. Not just during the holidays when everyone feels good and people are like, oh, poor people, let's go help them. No, I want my service to be something that's consistent.
So, don't forgive me for saying this, but I believe that us doing this podcast for 4 years is service and contribution.
Oh, absolutely. No, absolutely.
I mean? And
we don't get paid for this.
Right. Like, I really do think we are fulfilling and walking in our purpose in service to the collective, because you never know what you say or do that will affect someone in a way that allows them to flourish, that allows them to question, that allows them to be seen, allows them to relate to something. So I do feel like this is part of my service. And speaking of service, you guys, you know, Christy and I are you know, both certified sound healers, sound meditation, et cetera, et cetera. So we are, if you are in Chicago, we are hosting a sound healing at the LaSalle Hotel, March 25th. March 25th. If you go onto our website, twoqueensandcrystalthings.com, or if you go onto our IG page, it'll be at 2 Queens Crystal Things on IG. It's in the bio. You can look it up on Eventbrite. So if they Google two Queens and Crystal things if they search two Queens and Crystal things on
Eventbrite.
Eventbrite, okay.
Yeah.
So if you go on Eventbrite,
It's in our link tree too.
it's up in our link tree too. So there, you guys come join us. Sound healing is, I think, something that we both kind of found to be a beautiful tool, so much so that we decided we wanted to do it as well. And so remember, if everything is energy, another universal law. I mean, we are universal. You guys, like, I just feel like we're putting out curriculum here. Go check out the universal law episode if you have not heard it, because you guys, I'm telling you, these are some truths with a capital T. Okay. If everything is energy, when you are trying to find and every energy has a vibration. So when you emit a vibration, or you are looking to vibrate at a certain level, to enact a certain way, or a certain chakra or power or something within you, sound healing is a beautiful tool, because the vibration is the vibration. Every vibration it's almost like every vibration has its own definition. Like it means something. There's a color associated with it. And so when you are trying to vibrate at that space, the music that we play, and Christy and I use crystal bowls and
We use all sorts of stuff.
Tibetan bowls, the singing. So yeah, we use all rain sticks. We have but it is very intentional to help people get to a vibration that is in alignment with the time, or whatever it is that people are looking for. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes we do a chakra alignment. But we've lately been talking about doing a lot more full moon ones. So we will have one coming in April that we'll put up soon, that we're going to host. We're going to have a good time. So you guys, please come check them out. It's a wonderful way. And also, it's just dope that everybody's on one accord. Like, the energy in the room with these beautiful ass people, y'all, child. It's cleansing for me.
It really is.
It is.
Yeah.
People, and it feels so good, again, stepping out. Like, it feels good to me while I'm doing it, but that's not even, like, a thought. But the real joy that I get from is that the people afterwards are just like, man,
I needed that.
like, that feels so
my
good to
gosh.
be able to provide something, to give someone some type of relief, some type of clarity, to feel some love for themselves. That makes me feel so beautiful and powerful and appreciative. Like, I am living in purpose. My life is full of purpose, because look at these beautiful people smiling and happy, and I was able to provide that space. Y'all gonna make me cry. Like, I am a simp. I'm gonna keep it a buck. So, all right, y'all.
But quickly, I want to point something out. You know how we talk about doing this podcast? This is like our favorite part of the week, and
Yes.
how sometimes we're just not in the mood, or we've had a rough time, and then we do this and we just feel good.
Yep.
Service and contribution.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So beautiful.
You guys are out here spiritually wealthy.
Man, we are spiritually, what, billionaires,
Trillionaires.
So what's your takeaway?
You guys, no, for real, you guys, it's a new year. It's a new cycle. Forget the word year. Focus on a new cycle.
Yeah.
Close off whatever is dead, let it die. Don't try to resurrect things that they just don't fit anymore. And it's okay. And I know that starting something new is scary, but I feel like there are several people who this new cycle is a for real new cycle. Like, I can tell you that I have been in a 15-year cycle. This is the end, and like, I almost might start crying. This is the end of that 15-year cycle. And I know, so this begin anew is a new. So sometimes we can have new beginnings within a cycle. The energy of this space in this time for so many people is new book cycle, not new chapter. It's like
A whole new book.
Like close that book, and then it's just this. And now you understand that you are the writer, that this is your story. Please, please, please take advantage of the opportunity to close that old book and take control of this new book and break out your pen, babies, and write your story.
Yep.
Spiritual wealth.
Spiritual wealth. We are wealthy.
What's your takeaway?
My takeaway is spiritual wealth is going to look differently for everyone. Mm-hmm. And so what makes you feel spiritual wealthy may not make me feel spiritually wealthy, and vice versa. But realize this is your path, and whatever makes you feel at peace and makes you feel good and allows you the space to be free, to be you, and again, it makes you feel good, then that may be your spiritual wealth. And no matter if it's something as simple as drinking a cup of coffee and looking outside the window for 2 minutes, that's okay. So that's my takeaway.
Awesome. Do we have a crystal this week?
Yes, we do.
Awesome.
It's the crystal of the week. All right. So this week's crystal is mahogany obsidian. The element is earth. It's good for the root and sacral chakra. So this crystal, it's beautiful, by the way. It's like a combination of like this burnt red with black. But it's great to work with. This crystal is great to work with. It helps to move out the scarcity mindset and into abundance. And again, whatever abundance looks like for you. It helps to reveal limitations one has created due to fear and perceived separation. It's a very supportive crystal, clearing and energizing to the first and second chakras. Working with this crystal, it helps to dispel feelings of unworthiness that will hold you back from fulfilling your potential in work, love, and spiritual awakening. And there's an affirmation with this crystal that I want to share. I am worthy of the blessings and a good and fruitful life. Perfect for this new cycle.
I like that. Perfect.
Yep.
It is beautiful, by the way, you guys. I'm looking at it. You know what? I wonder if I have a necklace with this. Okay. Thank you, Christy. I love it.
You're welcome.
So, guys, guess what? That means we're done for today.
We are.
We will connect with you guys next week. Remember, guys, come on. We're coming up into new cycle, new book. You are the author, the editor, the creator,
the main
camera
character.
person, the main character, all of that. So you guys, thank you for listening to Two Things and Crystal Things. You know, don't forget to follow us on our IG page at Two Queens Crystal Things. Follow Christy at Christy R. Edwards. You can follow me. I got
Wings Unleashed 444. But quickly, before we let you all go, you all know we have a YouTube channel.
Oh, that's right.
How come we don't have more subscribers? We are working on getting more content to you all. We are working on changing the way that we're doing things. We are moving into this new cycle, and we need you all to move into this cycle with us.
Y'all want to write the new book with us? Come on, let's do this. Co-create with us. Let's do this.
We could be co-authors. So please follow us on YouTube. We have tons of new content that we want to bring your way, but we need your support. As we are shifting into this new cycle, we need your support.
So check us out on YouTube.
Check us out.
If you want to see what we look like while we over here talking all this mess. Anyway, we love you guys.
Yes.
As always,
light,
peace, love, and soul. Love you guys. I guess you